the snow that we were supposed to get in November finally showed up today. We were just out in the middle of February, and we've got our first, I don't know, first amount of snow. I wouldn't say it's a lot, but it's more than what we've had all winter. It's been, I think we've got maybe 6 inches altogether so far in the past couple weeks. So, yeah, I guess we'll take it. So today I'm just going to come out and do a bit of snow clearing. I'm just going to use the quad and my wood snow plow that I made there a couple years ago. I didn't think there was enough snow warrant to bring out the snowblower. So I'll just use that and good old-fashioned shovel. See how that works. But before that, we'll get a couple fires going here. I'm going to get the fire pit going outside and then spark up the wood heater on the interior of the cabin. I think we're at -10 right now, so get both heat sources going. I'll do some outdoor cooking on the outdoor fire pit and then have a nice warm up spot in the cabin while I'm busy doing stuff today. We'll get enough kindling going for both fires. So I get a lot of comments and questions on why I light fires the way I do. First question I usually get is, why do I start the fire outside versus inside first? So today I started the fire on the inside first and I got it going. And it's warming up in the cabin. But for the most part I'm outside. I can't feel the heat in the cabin right now, so as it's warming up, I'd like a fire outside as a heat source. I mean, it's only -10 right now, it's kind of bearable. Dress for the weather, but when it's like really cold, when it's -30, -40, it's nice to have a heat source right available to warm up your fingers and stuff, because your fingers get cold even with gloves on, right? So to increase dexterity, nice to have a fire source close to you. So that's why I start the fire on the outside first, because it's going to take time for the cabin to warm up anyway. I can't retreat to the cabin to warm up when it's still cold in the cabin, whereas I can warm my hands up by the fire right away. Second is how I build a little fire on a piece of wood and then put it into the fire pit or into the into the hot wood heater. I do that because it's just easier to get the fire going. Like inside the wood heater, it's kind of confined and stuff, and getting your hands in there, getting your hands all dirty and getting a good fire going I just find it easier to do it on top of the stove on a board and just put the board inside the stove. Same as with the outdoor fire pit. Layer the fire pit with a bunch of wood, a bunch of, you know, chopped up pieces of wood. Make sure it's nice and flat and level, and then start the fire on the board, put the board on the wood, and then build the fire from there. And then eventually all your kindling falls onto the wood that's there and it catches on fire, and it's just an easier way to make a fire. And I think it's entertaining, it's easier to film. Anyway you slice it though, I get the fires going. It's all good. Gotta make a grocery list here. Amount of coffee. This is all I have left for coffee. It's out of my pack for my hot tenting channel. I'm kind of robbing for that, so I need more for that as well. And need coffee mate for the cabin here. Looks like so. Simple. Looks like we're ready with the water. So my toe behind plow for the quad is not perfect by any stretch. It does this stuff back and forth, but you do enough passes and it does a pretty good job of cleaning up the driveway. I have to do a little bit of shoveling in the middle where the snow kind of piles up, but what it does is it actually packs down a bit of a base layer for a first snow type situation. Which in February is kind of weird because I'm usually doing this in November. Today actually feels like a November day. It's like the light. The amount of light during the day is about right. The amount of snowfall is about right. The temperature's about right, except we're on the other end. I'm closer to spring than, than winter, so. But yeah, it does a pretty good job for what it is. Like I said, I usually do that first thing in the winter, or first thing in the fall, after the first snowfall. Packs down the snow. We get a bit of a base, so after that I can use a snow blower to do some snow, and it just skims across the packed down layer of snow rather than digging into the dirt and picking up leaves and sticks and stuff like that, right? It's just a much cleaner way of doing a snow blowing in the winter time. And who knows, we might get a huge blizzard here between now and spring, so stranger things have happened. Having said that though, I think we don't get any moisture in the form of snow, which is, you know, pretty skim now. Having said that, we need a lot of moisture this spring, like a lot of moisture. If it rained for 2 or 3 weeks straight, that'd be excellent. And then past that point, it'd be like every second night throughout the summer to avoid a decent forest fire season. We'll have to see what the weather brings. But this winter does remind me of a winter we had back in 2015, 2016. Same type of thing. We didn't really get a skiff of snow until mid-December, and it was just a skiff of snow until this time of year. That's when we got, you know, 6 or 7 inches of snow. And I think in March we got a pretty good blast of winter too. Pretty good, decent dump of snow, but that's all we had for the winter. So, and coincidentally, I'd bought a brand new snowmobile back then in the fall of 2015, and I didn't get to ride it till February. Guess what I bought this last fall? A brand new snowmobile, and I'm probably not going to be riding it till February. Nice French fries on the go. Shouldn't take those long at all. I love burgers and fries out here. Now, it's not the usual Bushkateer burger where I take a big bowl of ground beef and smash it down. It's got a regular patty, a frozen patty from the box. But I am doing fries my favorite way. I think the last time I had burgers and fries, it was just a bunch of McCain frozen fries that I ended up frying up. But this is real potatoes, so sure turned out pretty good. It is a spectacular day out here today. It's got the feeling of the first snowfall of the year back in November. That's what should happen. It's really nice. I've been kind of waiting all year for this day. It just happens to be in February. I'm glad I made it out today though, to enjoy it this way. And to think I'll have this day twice in 1 year. Because I'm sure next November it's going to be the same thing. Oh yeah, beautiful. Those turned out really crispy. Didn't take long for them to get toasted up either. Get the bun ready. Just like so. Spread it around a little bit. Just like that. All right. Those French fries are so good. Take a bite of this little burger. It reminds me of a rink burger. For anybody who's been to a hockey rink and ordered a hamburger from the concession, it's just like it. It is so peaceful out here right now. We've got a little bit of snow falling down. And there's a huge difference in the way the sound travels in the bush when you got a fresh layer of snow. It's like you can't hear any echoes. It's like the snow dampens all the sound. Nice, and everything's nice and crystal clear. Whereas on those days where you get cold days with no snow, sound just travels. You can hear vehicles from miles and miles away. But all this fresh blanket of snow, it deadens everything. Now the nice thing about cooking French fries the way I did, all I have to do is dump the oil into the fire pit and then wipe out the fry pan. It's good to go for next time. Take a few blows to get this one, I think. There we go. It just felt so dense. Whew. So I've been doing some thinking about the diesel heater, and after editing that last video, yeah, it's noisy. That's one of the cons with that diesel heater. Works good, heats up the place nicely, wrecks the ambiance of the atmosphere of the cabin here. It is really noisy, both inside and out. You know, inside, it's actually not bad at nighttime when I'm going to sleep. I use it as white noise. But even outside, by the campfire, all I can hear is that exhaust. Exhaust, it sounds like a fan. So, I think as far as the diesel heater is concerned, I will use it at night when I'm in bed, because it's really relaxing to listen to when you're going to sleep. And I won't have to get up in the middle of the night to stoke the fire. I can just leave at nice consistent temperature all night. And if the cabin is struggling to keep heat in it, that'll be a nice secondary supplement heat source. So, but other than that, you know, if you want to get one of those diesel heaters, they work really good. Just they're noisy. They make noise. If you can't handle that noise, it might not be for you. Depends what you're doing, I suppose. If you're trying to make YouTube videos with the diesel heater, it will come out noisy and people probably won't like it. Anyway, we got a bit of wood to split here, so we'll just keep carrying on with that. Just thought I'd mention the diesel heater. That's why I don't have it here today, and I don't think we need it today. It's the wood heater's doing fine. There's no need to supplement the heat source today. So that'll do it, I think, for this episode. I just wanted to come out here for the day and enjoy the fresh blanket of snow. It was still snowing a little bit when I got out here, but most of the snow fell last night. It actually would have been a good overnight to do last night had I been able to get around to doing it overnight. So I'm glad to get out here all the same. Have a nice hot lunch, do some snow clearing and split some wood. It's a pretty good day out at the tiny cabin. Over the next month I'm going to be collecting more logs for the firewood project, the firewood shed project. We still don't have a whole pile of snow, so I'll be able to skid out a bunch of logs with my quad and ATV skidder. Then hopefully in a month or so I'll be able to fire up that bandsaw and get it tuned in, get that wavy board situation under control, and start milling some lumber. And then as spring comes along, which is not too far away, the first official day of spring is like 5 weeks away now. We're middle of February. Third week of March is when spring starts, so we got a couple projects that we're going to be starting right away. Getting the raised bed garden going and working on that outdoor kitchen. Getting the platform finished on it and working on it from there. Also want to do some clearing in the property over in that section over there. Just a bunch of brush and get that knocked down in the underbrush and plant some grass. Help out on the bug situation. And while I have the skid steer here, I'll be doing some other grading around the property just to make the yard better. Over the past little while, it's like a couple years, I've noticed the bug situation's gone down quite a bit since I've been doing a lot of this yard work with getting rid of the underbrush and the bush and replacing it with lawn. So happy for that. Spend more time out here in the summer. Like the first couple years I had this property, I was not out here very much in the summers because of all that underbrush and the bush. No-see-ums flying in my eyeballs and up my nose. Makes for a not very enjoyable time when you're trying to work and get things done. Anyway, I think that's it for today. Quick trip out to the cabin. So if you joined me this far, I thank you, and we'll talk to you later.